I welcome you to the last session of the Dais Global Yoga Festival in association with Yoga Mission and Yogis Without Border that celebrates the International Day of Education during the Learning Planet Festival. Join us as we bring to you the interactive workshop, learning opportunity, and practicing of yoga together. Before we move on, I would like to introduce our organization, the Dais. The Dais is an organization with a vision to empower people towards a better life. The achievement of SDGs and leaving no one behind are the core objectives of the Dais, with a focus on environmental preservation, ensuring equality for all, improved education for the children and youth, and creating peaceful and prosperous world. The Dais has been working collaboratively with the civil society organization and communities around the world, international agencies and think tanks, educational institutes, and the youth, besides industry and academia for several on ground and virtually held initiatives, projects, workshops, and collaborations with SDG 4, Quality Education, SDG 5, Gender Equality, Climate Action, SDG 13, SDG 16, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions, along with critical interaction complementing spaces of these SDGs and related goals. Our platform, the Learning Planet Festival, was launched in 2020 by CRI France, Center for Research and Interdisciplinarity, and UNESCO. The Learning Planet Festival is open to passionate learners of all ages. This is the third edition of the Learning Planet Festival, which celebrates the International Day of Education on 24th January, featuring 400 local events and online activities co-organized with 200 partner organizations from around the world. The festival is an open platform of workshops, debates, forums, and other events dedicating to celebrating new ways of learning and teaching. Our partners for this yoga festival, Yogis Without Borders and Yoga Mission. Yoga Mission is an international charitable organization involved with residential and non-residential schools and women's project, particularly in Varanasi, India, serving 475 underprivileged women and children. Through Brahmarishi School of Yoga, they teach authentic yoga and philosophy courses as well as supporting subjects globally. Ancient education was very different from the modern education system. In ancient times, Rishi aesthetics brought students out of individualism, irrespective of caste, creed, gender, or color, to realize the existent unity behind diversity. Yoga was the means to achieve that objective. The ancient education system was for the internal, everlasting peace of mind, which consequently manifested infinite peace. They are committed to bringing these life skills alongside the best actions, education being available to all without discrimination. Yogis Without Borders is an international team of experts spreading the knowledge and practices of yoga to anyone interested to transform his life through its methods. Yoga has always been a teaching that moves its practitioners and everybody it touches to go beyond the boundaries humanity has made for itself. Yoga has always been teaching of constant transformation. It constantly changed itself and taught others how to evolve. Yogis Without Borders unites yoga teachers and students from around the world for the sake of promoting old and developing new ideas of yoga. And on that note, for an amazing, amazing last session of this yoga festival, I would like to invite Ms. Divya Prabha. Divya Prabha is devoted to yoga for life. She graduated from Oxford University, UK, with a master's with honors in metallurgy and in science of materials, and started an illustrious career with the top UK and American investment banks. Following life changing experiences, she left this life behind, embarking on a spiritual journey with Brahmarishi Vishwatma Bawarji. She is a traditionally trained and guided in Maha Yoga, Hatha, Mantra, Laya, and Raja Yoga, as well as having had traditional Sanskrit education in Varanasi for the last 14 years, winning the gold medal for the Shastri BA equivalent course and coming top of her university class during her further studies in Prachin Vyakaran on the Acharya course MA equivalent. She has broadcast lectures and taken part in the discussion on the radio and continues to teach in India as well as internationally. Thank you, Divya Prabha.
Thank you so much to the Dais for inviting us to be here with you on this wonderful occasion of the Dais Global Yoga Festival as part of the Learning Planet Festival. I'd like to start with a mantra, bringing the auspicious divine vibrations into our space wherever we are sitting in the world right now. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om. So thanks to all of you who've been with us over the last 3 days at our multitude of sessions. We've had three themes over the 3 days. The first day being wellness and well-being, and perhaps some of you may have had a chance to attend the sessions about the importance of yoga in modern life and its place in modern life. Yoga as a foundation for life, as well as the session with Jyoti Jo Manuel for discussing anxiety for young people and giving special techniques to help relieve anxiety in our ordinary everyday lives. Then we had that great chanting session with Nina Rao, who is the business manager for Krishna Das, who's the famous disciple of Ram Das, who is the disciple of Neem Karoli Baba. And the second day started with joy. And the theme of the day was joy, started with Tejas Lakhani with the art of joy. We then went to Yogis Without Borders, Diana Gladka, who gave us a wonderful session of pranayama, talking about the history and the psychomatic and the energetic effects of pranayama with some practice. And then we had Andrew Seeley joining us from Costa Rica. And today the theme is peace. And we had two great sessions so far today. The first was pranayama, thought and breath are twins with me. And then we had Charlotta Chandrika Martinez, who gave us a wonderful talk about calm and harmonious living and how to bring that into our daily lives. She was the founder of Teen Yoga Foundation in Europe and the UK. So a very inspiring session we had there. And now we come to our last session, which is on peace. And, you know, when we think about what's important in life, one overwhelming thing that I've come to understand, and the ancient rishis, the seers of Bharat understood, is that the root cause of all action is the seeking of peace and happiness. Everything that we do is because we want to be peaceful and happy, whether it's someone fighting with a person or someone getting educated to get a job, to earn money, to be able to buy things which would then give them peace and happiness, right? But the nature of nature is that it's constant change. And so what we see is that these external means that we perceive, that we accept as a means for gaining peace, are only fleeting experiences. And so many of us reach a point in life where we start to question the meaning of life, the purpose of life, what we're here for, and also how to bring everlasting peace into our daily lives. And there's a few aspects of this. The main, though, is yoga. Yoga, by its very nature, through the practices of yoga, has the ability to enable us to uncover our individuality, to find that stable existence within, to be able to stabilize our mind, ego, and intellect so that we're like a tree that sways in the storm but remains rooted, and as soon as the storm passes, comes back to our central stable position. And the other meaning of yoga is to join to ourselves. Really, in Sankhya philosophy, we learn that the spiritual pain, the adhyatmic dukh of existence, is that sense of separation from ourselves, that sense of emptiness, that sense of lackness. And we seek to fill it with these external means, not realizing that we get that sense of fullness from within, which is what I experienced in my own life when I first went to a meditation in the UK in a forest not far from London. And that evening, my life changed in an instant. For the first time, feeling that sense of completeness, that sense of bliss, that sense of deep, unending peace, that you feel like an ocean where nothing can shake you, that an extra drop in the ocean doesn't create a ripple nor a wave. It just is absorbed into the ocean in the same way that life happens, but it doesn't shake you in the same way. And we found, as many of the teachers over this week have described, that pranayama, breathing exercises, maintaining control of our breath, is one of the most powerful techniques to get us to be balanced, in control of our minds. And breath is a unifying factor, actually. If you think deeply about breath, the first thing is that you'll realize is that no amount of money can buy a single breath. So it's very important that in life we use our breath to the best of our ability, because it's precious. A millionaire, a billionaire can't buy a single breath. It's something that we can't get back. So we want to use our discrimination to decide how to use our breath in every moment. Are we using it to the best of our ability, not just for our benefit, but understanding that our individual is our universal. Ekatvam anupashita, realizing that unity in diversity. And that can also be understood on one level intellectually when we think about the source of breath. The source of breath is one on this planet. We're all taking breath from one source, and we're being filled with that breath. And so we're filling inside with this one source of breath, which means that we're all filled with one and the same thing. So we're part of this infinite divine consciousness that has no boundaries, no limits, no color, no gender, no religion. It's just simply is consciousness. Some may call it truth. Some may call it love. Some may call it knowledge. Whatever you call it, it's eternal. And we are part and parcel of that. And it is part and parcel of us. And so these breathing exercises, this pranayama, can help us to stabilize our breath, stabilizing the mind, enabling us to peek inside, look inside, and ask the question, who am I? Why am I? And with this inner interrogation, at some point will come the answer. And it's for us to find. And so the responsibility is with us. Confucius himself said, If man wants to change the world, man must change first. And as we get closer to our real selves, enabling ourselves to see within, to connect to that universal consciousness, we get to be able to have the understanding of what nature actually is, what every aspect of human existence and nature itself is. And it gives us a deeper connection to this manifestation that we live in. And compassion also, because we realize that we're part and parcel of one infinite divine existence. And really, we're like a mirror of what is in front of us. And as we get to that level of understanding, we no longer seek to accumulate, but realize to share what we have, to share the individual talents. And each one of us has something special that makes us us. And like there are 10 fingers on our hands, each finger plays a different role of picking up an item. Without the thumb, it's not so easy to pick up that item. We need every finger to be able to complete our daily life. And in the same way, each single one of us has a particular role in this life. And when we come to know ourselves, to understand ourselves, to have that depth of awareness, be connected to that intuition, we realize how to play our role in society for the betterment of society as a whole, realizing that we're just a very small part of not just this one universe, but of the multitude of universes. So coming together, dissolving our conceptual boundaries, our individual opinions, to work together for not just a better world or a better country or a better community, but for a better universe, a better multiple of universes, working together, realizing that oneness, realizing that unity in diversity is just waiting for us to turn our eyes to that existence where we have that stability and that deep, unshakable sense of peace and contentment and happiness within, which is really what we all seek. And one by one, we can bring that into our communities and our families and to our countries. And in this way, we manifest a better life for all. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of meditation. And I invite you to join us together, whether you're on the live streams or enjoying this as a recording. I'd like you to sit comfortably wherever you are. You can be in a chair, on a cushion on the ground, or a sofa, wherever, whatever suits you. And I'd like you to close your eyes. The Vedas tell us, Ashta Chakra Naudwara Devanam Purayodya, that we have 9 gates, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, mouth, and 2 lower gates. We want to close these so that our energy is collecting within. We want to keep our mouth closed, our 2 eyes closed. Sitting in a comfortable posture, we can perhaps close the front lower gate. Have your hands resting in your lap in Brahma Mudra, just with your palms over each other and the thumbs joined together, or in Gyan Mudra with your thumb over your first finger, thumb representing the intellect, the first finger reflecting the ego. So when we point that finger, Remember, we have 3 arrows pointing back at us. So we want to bring that ego under control, bringing the thumb on top, and we can rest the back of our hand on our knees. And we're going to chant Om. Om is a universal sound, which is naturally uplifting. Linguistically, we know that is striking at the throat, U at the lips, and Ma, the is, if you feel that, you can feel it at the top of your nasal passages. So this is a sound that naturally gathers our consciousness together and enables us to traverse the mind, the ego, centralizing in intellect. We consist of 8 chakras. These are subtle energy centers. And you can appropriate them to the first, the Muladhara at the base of the spine, the second, the Swadhisthana at the pelvic area, the third, the Manipur at the navel, the fourth, Anahat at the middle of the chest, the fifth, Vishuddha at the throat, the sixth, Lalana at the palate, the seventh, Agya, and the final, the 8th, Brahmachakra. This is described in the Atharveda, which is so many thousands of years old. And yet, seems like we're learning new knowledge today and every day. So we're going to chant Om 3 times, imagining that the first Om goes from the base of the spine to the middle of the chest, the Anahat. The second from the Anahat to the Agya chakra, and the third from the Agya to the Brahma chakra. After that, if you like, you can continue to chant Om until you feel like going into silent meditation. We'll be practicing silent meditation because as long as I speak or have some music or something playing, you get pulled out into the physical through the sound in the ears. And what we want to do is go inside, to peek inside and find that permanent place where we experience that infinite love, that infinite peace, and infinite knowledge. So we'll chant Om 3 times now. Visualize that you're sitting on this planet, surrounded by this divine consciousness in the form of light. And as you inhale, imagining that you're inhaling that light, and that light washes through you, washes through the head, washes through your back, your elbows, your hands, your hips, your knees, all the way down to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes, filling you with light. Feel that lightness. Feel the unendingness of that light. And bring your tongue to connect to the top of the roof of your mouth. This helps us to withdraw from the senses. And to help us concentrate, we can use a mantra like Om, or perhaps you have some other mantra that you use. And imagine that you're writing that mantra between your eyebrows on that point of the Agya chakra. So just imagine a point between the eyebrows and visualize that you're writing Om, O-M, or if you know it in the Sanskrit, you can write it in the Devanagari, or whatever mantra that you have. Visualizing writing your mantra makes it easier to concentrate, because engaging in the constant writing of the mantra, constantly flowing in that mantra, means that it's less easy to get distracted, perhaps by an external noise or a sound or a thought. And if you do get distracted by a thought, just allow yourself to come back to the center point between your eyebrows and imagine you're writing that mantra again on that point, allowing yourself to be completely absorbed in the action of writing, which helps us to get stable and to find that inner peace. Allow your breath to be gentle and calm and be completely focused to the exclusion of everything else, becoming one-pointed on that mantra between the eyebrows. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I hope that you enjoyed this short meditation for peace, and that you join hands with us all to realize that we're part of one humanity, where we have one mother, the earth, and one father, that manifestation. And together we are simply just one. We're each brothers and sisters of one family, no matter where we are, no matter when we are. We're part of just one. And together we can make this a better place for all people. Om Kam Brahma. Thank you so much to the Learning Planet Festival, so much to the Dais and Yogis Without Borders for making this such a beautiful festival. That I hope that everybody has got a little bit of taste of peace over the last 3 days, to give you some hints of how we can live a better life together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Divya Prabha ji, for such a wonderful session. I am sure, as I am resonating with peace and calmness all around me, everybody is also resonating with the same. And all our audience have been thrilled to enjoy all the sessions for the past 3 days. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has been connected with us for the Yoga Festival for the past 3 days. Our partners, Yoga Mission, UNESCO, Learning Planet Institute, Learning Planet Festival, and Yogis Without Borders. A big thank you to all our wonderful and amazing speakers who've given us the wonderful opportunity to listen to their sessions. And lastly, but not the least, our wonderful team at the Dais who made this entire festival a success. Thank you so much.